MSNBC, the place for politics, welcomes our global audience to coverage of the midterm elections 2010.
Introducing the 100% electric Nissan Leaf. Innovation for the planet. Innovation for all.
Save your sorry. I got sorry greeting me at the front door. You could keep yours.
Being colored is a metaphysical dilemma I haven't conquered yet.
Ordinary. Brown braided woman with big legs and full lips. You become yourself.
For Colored Girls, rated R, in theaters Friday.
AT&T and BlackBerry have teamed up to keep your business moving. Introducing the BlackBerry Torch. AT&T. Rethink possible.
Hey, did you ever finish last month's invoices?
Sadly, no.
Oh.
But I did pick up your dry cleaning and had your shoes shine.
Well, I made you a reservation at the sushi place around the corner.
Well, in that case, I better get back to these invoices. Which I'll do right after making your favorite pancakes.
You know what? I'm going to tidy up your side of the office.
I can't hear you because I'm also making you a smoothie.
Marriott Hotels and Resorts knows it's better for Xerox to automate their global invoice process so they can focus on serving their customers. With Xerox, you're ready for real business.
A bath becomes even more pleasurable when you know that your water is being heated in an environmentally conscious way, while saving you hundreds of dollars on your water heating energy bill. Introducing the GeoSpring water heater from GE with advanced hybrid technology. Heating the water in your home any other way is just going to seem primitive.
Mom, have you seen my green shirt? I can't find it.
New Tide with Actilift technology helps remove many dry stains as if they were fresh.
Hey, you found it.
Yeah, it must have been hiding in my closet.
New Tide with Actilift. Style is an option, clean is not. Get Actilift in these Tide detergents.
As we've been telling you, Rand Paul, the projected winner in the Senate race in Kentucky. That one coming in early in the night. For more, and there is the actual count to this point, with nearly a third of the vote in, a 6% plurality for Mr. Paul, by a margin of about 27,000 plus votes over the Attorney General of Kentucky, Jack Conway. That one already called by NBC News for Rand Paul. And for more on what it means, this victory, not necessarily to Kentucky, but to Karl Rove. We're joined by NBC News investigative reporter Michael Isikoff. Michael, good evening.
Good evening, Keith. You're right. This is actually the first big victory for that network of Republican groups spearheaded by Karl Rove that have been pouring millions of dollars into this election. If you look at the figures in that Kentucky race, the outside Republican spending on behalf of Paul attacking Jack Conway, the Democrat, was about $5.7 million. That's way more, $3 million more than the Democratic spending on behalf of Conway and attacking Paul. Who was spearheading that outpouring on behalf of Paul? American Crossroads, that group founded by Karl Rove and Ed Gillespie, another former Bush White House aide, and its sister affiliate, Crossroads GPS. What's significant about that one, Crossroads GPS, which was pouring a lot of money into direct mailing, is its undisclosed donors. Big contributors who did not have to reveal themselves, were not made public because of that Supreme Court ruling. Also a big player in this race, the Chamber of Commerce, which spent about $1.2 million attacking Conway on behalf of Paul. So one of the big stories of this election, Keith, is going to be this outside spending. People are going to be looking at this. We'll be looking at this over the night. But this is the first big test, and it shows that, at least in this case, it's working.
All you need is cash, as the spoof of the Beatles once suggested. This dovetails into something, Michael, that Senator Menendez said early in our night, and looking ahead to that, as he put it, $64 million in corporate spending just against Senate Democrats alone. How the Democrats intend to respond to this, and the possibility of changing the filibuster rules in the Senate so they can get the Disclose Act passed. Is that the main Democratic response to this?
Well, yeah, but that's going to be a tough haul if the Republicans have the big victory that they're looking for tonight, because, look, they'll in part owe their victory to this secret spending, to the large cash that's being spent out there. And it's hard to imagine a Republican-dominated Congress is going to look favorably on a proposal that would undercut its ability to do the same thing in 2 years from now.
Michael, but there is a way around this. The Vice President of the United States could declare. Lawrence, check me on this. You know the rules of the Senate. Couldn't the Vice President declare that the Senate's a new body every 2 years? It's a new body. It's not a continuing body. And have an up or down vote on the rules and do it by simple majority vote. Nixon tried to do it after being reelected Vice President. The Democratic liberals decided to back the Democratic Dixiecrats then, so it couldn't work. But if you could get a majority of either, if you could get 51 senators to join the Vice President and say, we're going to establish new rules because it's a new body, and what would happen? Would the chair, would the parliamentarians rule against that and say it's a continuing body?
No one's really sure, but your problem is, in a situation like that, getting 51 votes.
Why wouldn't they do it?
Because that's when people start to pretend there's such a thing as a Democrat or a Republican Party that thinks unanimously on these subjects in the Senate. Yeah. Remember, there are going to be marginal Democrats, marginal Republicans, many more marginal Democrats, even by type Democrats who will worry. What do you think Ben Nelson does on that?
I'm just wondering. I know there are institutionalists, too, who don't like the idea of going down to majority vote.
And
but
remember,
if you want to change it, you got to do it.
They are looking at these exit polls that are reporting very negatively on the conduct of the last Congress, which included using a reconciliation device in a way we had never seen it used before, which was to say, to use half of a piece of legislation legislated one way and then legislate the other half through reconciliation. We've never done that before. It smelled messy. You could explain it all day parliamentarily. This thing would have that same
But the parliamentarians backed him. That's how the president got the health care bill through.
Exactly.
While we're reforming
and there's no appeal of a parliament.
It's just interesting because what Rachel says we talk about all the time, and we might as well talk about the way to fix the problem. If you have a problem with the 60-vote rule, you got to find a way to deal with it. And you can't keep saying, when we get 2/3 of the Senate, we'll do it. You're never going to get 67 votes.
If there are 49 Democrats, they're going to love the 60-vote rule.
Before we get to reforming the Senate, I'd like to talk to a senator.
Point.
We're joined now from Colorado by Senator Michael Bennet, seeking election tonight. Senator, thanks for your time tonight.
Thanks so much for having me.
How do you think things stand from your perspective? Your polls obviously don't close for another hour and 10 minutes, but give us what you know.
Well, this is